All right, so let me tell you something. If you ever find yourself staring down at your own name in the subject line of an email chain titled Divorce Strategy, trust me, you won't forget that moment. I wasn't snooping, not in the way people mean it. I was just trying to track a shipping order, clicked open my husband's laptop in the kitchen, and there it was, sitting like a loaded gun. My name, his lawyer, and that one sentence like a punch in the throat. She'll never see it coming. Yeah, that happened. My first instinct was to freeze, heart racing, palms slick, feeling like the air had been sucked straight out of the room. I read every email, my mind refusing to believe it, but my eyes dragging me through the worst kind of proof. Thomas, the man I shared my life with, was laying out a plan behind my back. He was going to file first, twist the story, make me look unstable, even cut me off from our accounts before I could blink. We'd had dinner the night before, laughed, kissed goodnight. He played the loving husband, and two had no idea. But I wasn't going to break. Not for him. Not for anyone. I made myself breathe. I took screenshots, saved them to a private email no one else knew about, and closed everything down like I'd never seen a thing. When he came home that night, I cooked his favorite dinner, listened to his day, nodded, smiled, kissed him like always. But the woman in that kitchen wasn't the same anymore. If he thought I was just a wife who needed him, well, he didn't know me at all. That night, while he snored beside me, I started a folder on my laptop and named it Freedom. Every screenshot, every note, every detail, I tucked it all away. No tears, no pleading, just a plan. You see, Thomas always played the strong one, the provider. I let him believe it. Why not? It kept him happy. But what he never knew was that I'd built my own business from scratch, way before he ever came along. That company? It was worth more than he'd ever guessed, hundreds of millions, all under my name. I didn't marry for comfort. I brought comfort with me. After reading those emails, I went silent, almost invisible. I started sorting through every account, every property, every trust. Some things I could shift easily, others took more time but patience. That was something I had in spades. I called my accountant, my lawyer, even an old friend who knew how to lock things down tight. We never talked at home, and I used a burner phone just in case. You know what's funny? He thought I didn't pay attention to the money, so he didn't bother hiding much. I started pulling our lives apart, piece by piece, while he smiled, thinking I was clueless. I registered a new company, nothing in my name, and moved small amounts here and there. I opened an offshore account. I wasn't scared. I was steady. At home, I played the role. Coffee in the morning, polite laughter at his bad jokes, a soft goodbye. He thought I was still head over heels. But I was watching every drawer, every folder, every little clue he left lying around. Flash drives, old notebooks, passwords scribbled on scraps of paper. He always used the same few, which made things a whole lot easier for me. I found transfers he never mentioned, accounts I never knew existed, all tucked away with names that meant nothing to me. Quietly, I logged everything. Meanwhile, Thomas started acting a little too confident, dropping hints about crazy divorces, showing off sports cars, touring bachelor condos like he was already living a single man's dream. I kept up the act, nodded, asked casual questions, let him think he was 2 steps ahead. He started locking his office. Big mistake. He forgot I had a spare key. One night, I snuck in, didn't take a thing, just snapped photos, then before I left, hid a tiny camera behind his books. He never noticed. That camera, it turned out, was the game changer. Most days, nothing interesting happened, until one night his friend came over. They poured drinks, closed the door, and let loose, never suspecting I was listening in the next room, headphones on. I heard my name, heard Thomas laugh about gutting me clean in court, and how his lawyer was going to leak fake evidence that I cheated. His friend asked if I'd fight back. She's clueless, Thomas bragged. I didn't cry, didn't panic. I just saved the video, made a copy, and sent it to my lawyer with no message. We moved fast, but not loud. Using a shell company, we hit him where it hurt his wallet. A quiet lawsuit, not even tied to our divorce, just enough to make him wonder who was coming for him. Meanwhile, I kept a routine at home. Made breakfast, poured his coffee, asked about his dreams. He thought he had the upper hand. Didn't realize the game had already shifted. By noon one day, I'd closed out accounts, shifted millions, moved it all into a bulletproof trust. I sold a beach house he always thought was his, sent the money far from anything he could reach. He never saw it coming. One evening, I sat on the edge of our bed and played my part soft voice, tired eyes. Maybe I should step back from business for a while? I whispered, and he nodded, told me a break might be good for us. He was already gloating. That night, I read his email to his lawyer. She's about to fold. Let's go. He thought he'd won, but he'd only just stepped into the trap. The next day, it began, a tabloid headline about me having an affair, fake photos, fake texts, the works. People ate it up, called me every name in the book. He wanted to destroy my reputation before the divorce even started. What he didn't know was that I'd hired a forensic expert weeks before. She traced every image, every file, right back to her home network and his burner phone. We filed for defamation, digital fraud. I went public not screaming, just telling the truth in my own words. People began to question his story. Brands started dropping him. His lawyer quit. The story shifted, and so did the sympathy. Suddenly, I wasn't the villain anymore. When we finally stood in court, he walked in like he owned the place. My lawyer rolled out everything: recordings, reports, financial trails. The judge froze his accounts, listed every lie, and handed me everything I protected. Thomas didn't say a word. The man who planned to gut me was left with nothing but silence. I walked out with my business, my freedom, and the knowledge that the only thing Thomas really underestimated was me. After the dust settled, I bought back the beach house. I burned the old couch where we'd had our last honest conversation, watched the smoke rise, felt nothing but relief. So, if you're out there thinking love makes you weak, or that silence is surrender, think again. Sometimes the strongest moves are made in the quiet. If you believe in standing up for yourself, in rising after the fall, share your thoughts below. Tell me, does justice look like to you? Who decides what's right and wrong when the truth finally comes out? Let's talk about it. Your strength starts, know, let's rise together.